Greetings. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a nihilistic approach and acting in the most destructive way possible, breaking the rules of both month-long events that are commencing this November, while still capitalizing on the publicity. Or, in other words, no nut November, more like node nut November. I mean, node nut November. I butchered my own joke, man. So basically the type of nut is crucial, and what can I say, I like walnuts. There are several things you need to do before we begin with the tutorial, however. First and foremost, you need a computer, any old laptop would do, but you can also try with a potato. I just recommend sticking a graphics card in it for good measure. Also, you need Blender from blender.org. You can go with the latest release, or if you want pristine experience full of crashes, you can go with the alpha version, and that's what I actually recommend. And last thing but not least is that you need to clear your schedule from all the unnecessary things that will get in the way of Blender, because from now on, your time schedule will look like this. Now, open Blender and select the default cube, but instead of the usual annihilation, treat him with a nice new material with the displacement only option enabled. If you go with the bump in displacement option, I'm going to be really fucking angry with you. Select cycles and choose experimental, go to the modifier tab and apply subdivision surface modifier to your default cube. And now it kind of looks like a sphere, but we're going to do that through vector displacement, so just select simple and adaptive subdivisions. And before we actually begin with nodes, you can set up an HDRI. Once you've done that, it's time for the great displacement to begin. Open the shading tab, create a sphere, because walnuts are kind of roundish, but they're not actually a sphere, so we need to elongate them based on the Y value and make them almost heart-like. And now that we've done that, we need a little rim around the actual walnut, and that is easily done with a compare node and then a multiplication with the vector displacement. Now that we have the general shape, we need some details in the shell, so make a wave texture, distort a little bit, and multiply it by a noise texture. Do some math conversion bullshit, and this actually looks good, and most sensible people will stop right here, but just by watching this video you've become a battle-hardened Blender user, so it is your duty to make it worse by continuing the node setup. Now that we've gotten past the moral obligations you have after watching this video, there's actually no need for the top shell, so just snap it out of existence. And this is when I got an incredible realization. Mediocre Chef, the most average cooking show in the world. Today featuring dissected walnuts. I said dissected walnuts, you fucking donkey. Thank you. For the occasion, 3 simple ingredients are needed. A walnut, and yes, you guessed it, a walnut. These are the shell and the flesh of a walnut. And initially, our protagonists thought they just go together. So let's see if that's true by dissecting them nuts. As you can see, our protagonist's instinct bamboozled him because the gap between the two flesh parts runs perpendicular to that between the two shells. Here's a naked specimen for reference. No walnuts were harmed during the making of this program, except the ones massacred with a cleaver. With this new knowledge acquired, the power to model the flesh is ours. Add a noise, mirror it, and then subsequently add it to the... Now, for the little separator between the two flesh parts, I don't really remember what I did to make it, so I'm assuming it went like this. I got stuck on it, and then 3 dabs of chocolate milk later, everything went to shit. So if you want to try and decipher it, there's going to be a link in the description to the blend file. Great! Now all the displacement is ready, and let's quickly color the damn thing so I can go finally sleep. Basically, you've got all the masks and you need to make 3 BSDF materials, one each for the flesh, the shell, and the little separator. Now, I recommend doing some subsurface scattering for the shell and actually driving the color of the shell material with the shell roughness texture and add some more nodes just to make the network more convoluted. Thank you all for watching and I hope you actually enjoyed the video, because I sure did.